My name is Eleanor Kate Powers. I'm a student at the University of Texas at Tyler. This is my evaluation project over the Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's Office Communications Division. Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's Office is located in Houston, Texas. It's the second largest constable precinct in the state of Texas. It employs more than 300 uniformed deputies and support staff. They're responsible for the patrol of most of West Harris County. The Harris County Precinct 5 Constable's Office Communications Division is comprised of telecommunication operators, also known as police dispatchers. They currently have 12 highly trained telecommunication operators. One of these dispatchers is also the Communications Division supervisor. Currently, they have one new dispatcher who's currently undergoing the basic telecommunications training. Dispatchers use a computer-aided dispatch or CAD system to dispatch emergency and non-emergency calls for service. Goals of this evaluation project are to identify and collect data, to determine the effectiveness of this training program, and to discuss any recommendations that could be made to the program to make it more successful. The basic telecommunications training program is 6 weeks in length. It covers the basics of police dispatching and working a CAD or computer-aided dispatch system. Supervisors determine if the new dispatcher is ready to be cleared from their training or if additional time will be needed. Stakeholders of the program include the Communications Division supervisor, the 10 other dispatchers, the new dispatcher, all patrol supervisors overlooking the Communications Division, and the organization as a whole. Audiences of the program include all supervisors within the organization, Communications Division, and Patrol Division. The results of the evaluation will be presented to these people. I chose to use 3 evaluation questions. My first evaluation question is, what changed after the employee's training? My second evaluation question is, did the employee's opinion of the organization change after they completed the training program? And my third evaluation question is, what were the comprehensive results of the weekly evaluation reports? Data was collected via individual interviews and surveys using levels 2 through 4 of the Kirkpatrick 4-level evaluation model. Variables or measures of success are subjective due to the training program being measured solely on the opinions of participants. Instruments for data collection include different versions of a 6 to 7 question survey handed out to all participants. The participants were in one of 3 groups: the Communication Division supervisor, current dispatchers, and the new dispatcher. Participants in all 3 groups have either already undergone the telecommunications basic training program or are currently participating in the training program at this time. The Communications Division supervisor is also the direct supervisor of the training program. Survey questions were mostly multiple choice, with an optional open-ended question at the end. Individual interviews were also conducted. Being that I'm a current dispatcher at this organization, some data was collected from myself based on my personal experience with this training program, with an attempt to exclude personal biases. No other archived data other than that of the opinions of dispatchers who have previously participated in this training program was derived. In reference to my sampling procedures, all dispatchers other than myself were selected to participate in the surveys. Data was analyzed by recording and reviewing the answers to the multiple choice questions. I did this in order to answer the evaluation questions. The multiple choice questions were then compared to one another. Answers to the open-ended question were recorded and taken into consideration. This was done in an attempt to help to form implications and recommendations for the future. A brief description of my sample included all 11 dispatchers within the organization, excluding myself. They were all selected to participate in the survey. Fortunately, not all those selected opted to participate, but I did have 8 dispatchers who participated in the evaluation. This includes the communications supervisor and the new dispatcher. The training supervisor answered no to the question of whether or not 6 weeks is a sufficient amount of time to conduct the basic telecommunications training program. She agreed with the majority of other participants that learning CAD functions is the most important item taught in the training. Surprisingly, she said that she believes that 10 to 12 weeks should be the minimum amount of time for the training. She said that she felt that the new dispatcher should begin radio training on the second week of training, and agreed that there should be an exit exam for the new dispatcher before they can be released from the training. And she also agreed that there is a need for drastic changes to be made to the basic telecommunications training program to better its overall effectiveness. The new dispatcher was in their second week of the training program when they conducted the survey. They said that they felt that what they had learned so far in the program was beneficial to their job as a police dispatcher. They also stated that they felt that learning CAD functions was the most important item that they had learned so far. The new dispatcher said that they felt that they needed 4 to 6 weeks to complete the training. The new dispatcher also felt that they should begin radio training on week 3, and they agreed that there should be an exit exam before being released from the training program. Unfortunately, they did not respond to the open-ended question. In regard to the remaining 6 dispatchers that were surveyed, the question, "How effective do you perceive the basic telecommunication training to be in your opinion?" was answered by a majority of the participants stating that they believe that the current state of the basic telecommunications training was effective. All but one participant agreed that the most important item for new dispatchers to learn during the training is the CAD functions. Half of the participants felt that 4 to 6 weeks of training is necessary for new dispatchers, while two participants felt 6 to 8 weeks is much more sufficient. One participant felt that 8 to 10 weeks is needed. The results of question 4 were divided 3 ways. 2 participants felt that the radio training should begin on week 2. 2 participants felt that it should begin on week 3, and 2 participants felt that it should begin on week 4. All but one participant agreed with question 5 that the new dispatcher should have to pass an exit exam before being released from their training. Half of the participants somewhat agreed that there is a need for drastic changes to be made to the basic telecommunications training to better its overall effectiveness. 2 participants chose that they neither agreed nor disagreed, and 1 participant agreed. Only half of the participants opted to write a response to the 7th question. This question was an optional open-ended response that asked if the participant had any suggestions or comments toward the improvement of the training program. So in reference to discussions, recommendations, and implications, from the analysis of the results of the data collected, it was determined that although the basic telecommunications training program is fairly successful, a few recommendations can be made to improve its overall effectiveness. First of all, there should be a set guideline of what the dispatcher needs to learn and when each item should be accomplished. All trainers should make a serious attempt to follow these guidelines closely so that training is similar from dispatcher to dispatcher. One of the issues observed was inconsistency of training from one dispatcher to another. Another item is that the training program should be extended from 6 weeks to a minimum of 8 weeks to ensure that the dispatcher is properly trained. Furthermore, radio training should begin on week 3 instead of week 2. This would allow the dispatcher a little extra time to train on phone etiquette and prepare for the radio training. Also, there should be a written exit exam at the end of the training program. This would help to determine if the new dispatcher is ready to be released from the program. I felt that I should include the suggestions from participants as things to consider. One participant said that they felt that the new dispatcher should train on evening shift as it's the busiest shift and they'll get the most experience on that shift in their training. Another participant said that they think that the new dispatcher should have to listen to recordings of high priority calls. This could be used as examples of what to do or what not to do in a specific situation. Does anyone have any questions?